Hey there, welcome back to the table. Glad to get back to it. So what I did was I put our what do you call that? The awaiting bag. All the contents of the awaiting bag are up here. We're at the med bay section. So basically, this is pretty simple. I read it before I started recording. First thing you do is install any med bay upgrades that are in your bag, which we don't have any. Next thing you do is anybody who's not injured gets put back into. They go into the resting crew, and they're talking about anybody that was on the away team. So if they came out of it not injured, they go to the resting crew. And just to refresh you, there was an injury, and then 2 injuries. So everybody was injured on our crew. Next thing that happens is every crew member automatically moves 1 slot over. And so you can see here I already have it done, but critical injuries are on the far left, moderate injuries are in the middle, and then the light injuries are on the far right. So everybody would move over 1 space. And then you can assign crew members, because remember, all of our crew members are back in our hand. So I can assign more crew members if I want to move more. Now, bear in mind that the order matters. This happens before we resolve the away team. So next is the away team is step 4. So after the free move and assigning crew members to do another move, right? Then we assign our away team. And so the rules are very simple. If they had 3 injuries, they go into the critical section. If they had 2 injuries, they go here. And if they had 1 injury, they go here. And then on the other page here, you can see I got our other guy. So those are all 4 of our people. If somehow all the moderate injury spots were filled up, then they move over to the critical injury. And if all the critical ones were filled up, they actually die. So you don't want this thing to get clogged up with too many people. If we go off and do another away mission, like I said, everything's going to move to the right. So 1, 2, 3 of these characters are going to become available after the end of that next mission. And then this one will take an extra round, unless I want to, devote somebody to help. Now, then all the injury cards go back to the injury deck. Each slot in the medbay can only have 1 crew member. And anybody who was healed, they go immediately into your hand. So they're available right away. And then if you're in the critical section, you have to do a survival check where you're going to roll 3 injury dice. And if you get a teardrop, it's actually blood, I think. So if you get a blood and then a blood with the little symbol underneath it, or 2 of those blood with the symbol underneath it, he dies. So it's not super hard for them to die. I mean, it's the blood drop is the most common side. That's the other symbol you need. I guess that's 1 and 6. So, like if I were to roll, you have to roll 3 of them. He would have died. Well, look at that. Boom and boom. Those are the combo. Those 2 would have been a death. So good thing we didn't have anybody critically injured. So pretty easy to do. Okay, so after doing this, then we go to the memorial wall. Nobody died, so there's nothing to do here. But this is where they go if they die. And if they do die, you're supposed to fill it up from the lowest spot to the highest spot. And it starts off with security deaths. Like, so each section has their own memorial area. But there's like a little bonus that happens. So like, for example, if the engineer were to die, if 2 engineers were to die, the second engineer is going to give you 3 energy. So, this one over here gives you a command point. So it's pretty interesting. And then you actually get a bonus when they die. I guess, because troops are rallying around you. And then you got the recon, and then you have, okay, if these are all filled, then there's more, right? So these only get filled in after a section is already. So it'd be a fourth death. So they're definitely planning on a lot of deaths in this game. Okay, so then you can see we got the. It's a great chance to do a save point, and basically we're at the end of the book. So we've finally done a full circle. We started at the beginning of the shipbook, went all the way through. We did an away mission. We came back from the away mission, and we made it all the way to the memorial wall, and we're done. So what we would do now is we just go back to the front, and we start at the bridge. Because we basically arrived back, so we go back to page 2, and we rinse and repeat, and keep going. So first things first, install bridge cards. We do have a bridge upgrade, and there's a lot of stuff actually. So we moved up to tech level 2. So tech level 2, because we made initial improvements to the Vanguard system. So that's going to give us more energy, which I always welcome that. That was an excellent upgrade for us. So I'm going to take this out, put this one in, if I can get it to go in. There we go. So we're going to go from 3 energy to 4 energy. So no complaints there. Okay, the objective is changing. We have a new objective from eons past. So this one is done. And now we move to this one. The amount of stars we're going to get is the same. So that part's not as good. Alright, so that goes in. I'm going to assume that the objective card is done, so I'm going to throw that back in the box. And then we got a bridge upgrade here, which is improve solar panels. So we get +1 energy whenever you generate your energy pool. So no complaints about that. I'm going to actually put it right underneath the part where we calculate the energy. I don't think the order matters here. And I think that's it for... we are going to have a situation we're going to have to resolve here, but I think that's coming next. So, all right, I'm going to just look at this real quick. Cards with the bridge upgrade travel text are inserted on the reverse side. Okay, that's not... We don't have to worry about that. If the tech level is lower than your current tech level, remove it instead. That's fine. Generate command and energy pools. Place a number of command tokens. So let me reach across the table here. I sort of push these aside, and now I got a big reach. Okay, so it looks like we're getting 2 commands and 5 energy. The 2 commands is the part that hurts, but the 5 energy is fantastic. Then we're going to check situations. Take all situation cards out of awaiting and place them face up nearby. Resolve the effect text of each situation card in any order. Do not discard until they instruct you to. So this is what was in the awaiting. So we have to resolve the effect. So we either lose 1 command and shuffle it back into possible situation, or we lose 1 success. I am going to lose 1 success. I think that is a much better deal. We had 2 left over, so I'm just going to take 1 of those out. And it does get shuffled back into possible situations. That's fine. So take that out. And yeah, shuffle it says. Where's the possible situations? Oh, so it says shuffle. That means we don't necessarily take them in order. Remember, we had that debate about the order, so I just drew the top card. So I'm shuffling now. Then we reveal new situations. Draw a number of situation cards indicated by your current objective card. If morale is very low, draw an additional. Read these situations, but do not resolve their effects, because that won't happen until the next time. Okay, so here we go. We draw one situation according to this. I apologize, there's glare here. If I move the camera over, there you go. You can see that a little bit better. Okay, so we got a torpor chamber malfunction. So the effect on this one is we would lose 2 energy, or each section moves 1 available crew member to resting crew. We gain a command and remove this card from the game if we try to solve it. So the gain a command part I like, because we can spend a command to gain a command. So basically we can get rid of this for free. Assuming I have a crew member I can put towards it. Or actually I don't need a crew member to put towards it, because you automatically solve one when you go to the situation room. So that one's one that we could possibly yeah, we're going to be able to resolve it for free, because we'll spend a command to go there, and then we gain a command for fixing it. So we can maybe get rid of that one. Or we could decide, hey, that one's not so bad, and keep it around. I don't know what the right answer is to that. Okay, then it says prepare the planetary scanner, return the landing card to the landing cards. Well, our landing card is already gone. We took care of that. So we are now moving on to star map. So here we can fly the Vanguard to new places. We can choose to fly to a new system or visit a destination within the system and pay the energy cost. If the destination depicts a lander icon, then that means we're going to be, doing the whole planetary scanner thing. And this step ends when you place a landing card into the scanner. So basically you can go on and do as many of these as you want until then. Okay, so let's try this. So our system map is here. And what we did is we did TOI2C Pellucid. But there's this here for 2 energy. That's a cuboid. And then this here for 2 energy. Raise the morale on the bridge. Card holder. And then we also have outbound systems up here. So we can go to 81 Inf, New 4 SETI, and Eye of the Void. Right? I'm wondering, is there something that shows how they all connect to each other? That would be nice. I bet we do. I think there was a poster that came with the game that shows that. So maybe not. I don't know. Can't remember. But so we got all this extra energy here. Now, granted, we have to spend some to look at our lander scanner. We don't have to, but it would be nice to. So these are drift rules where the morale goes down. That happens, of course, if we run out of energy and we don't have enough energy to get to where we need to go. So we need to save 1 energy to be able to go to any of these locations. And I'm thinking, let's just go to page 4 instead of page 5. So we're going to go to 81 Inf. But we're not going to do that yet. I have 4 energy here, and I want to go ahead and spend the 4 energy on this. So we'll do the cuboid, and we're going to do the TOI2B. This one looks like it's a straight up, you spend 2 energy, you raise the morale in the bridge on page 3. So let's do that. So I'm going to come over, we got to move all this stuff out of the way. Go to the bridge. And then raise the morale. So we're at medium right now. and then it goes to high, and we're going to get an extra command point. That's the part I want. I want the extra command point. That's excellent. Now, what we're sacrificing here is we're not going to be able to look at the lander and see, what's in store for us when we land at this next place. I'm sort of okay with that, but let's keep going. And then we have this cuboid thing, which we have no idea what this is going to do. It's just log 156, and that's all it says. So this could be a complete waste of time. So 156.
Operator's log. The cuboid is made of steel, bleached from the cosmic radiation, but likely read before. Preliminary scans reveal that it's filled with radioactive substances. Dangerous for us, but they may hide interesting secrets, as this object is certainly artificial.
Okay, so they're asking us, do we destroy it? Or do we take the container for research? I have no idea. Seems to me like we would take it for research.
Medical report, excerpt 189F. Those who made the decision to take this radioactive junk onto our ship should be brought to justice. Several crew members contracted radiation sickness, and who knows how many of those in torpor chambers are also affected. I'm sure this decision will haunt us for many years. I only hope that the discoveries we've made are worth all this suffering.
Oh boy, we're in trouble. Gain 2 alien tech discoveries and move them to gathered discoveries. Oh boy, that's pretty awesome. So we got the vibrating coupling, which you may discard this card to allow each crew member to gain 1 charge. A piece of ancient technology. The strange gizmo. So that's excellent. I'm sure I'm going to have to wound some crew. Oh no, I don't. that actually made me laugh. That was worth it if I really don't have to injure my crew members. But here's the problem. All of our energy's gone except for the energy necessary to move to the next system. So that means we're going in blind for the lander. So I'm going over to the landing cards, going to look for 81 inf. And let's see if I can find it here. I got L2 matchstick, L3 brimstone. What the heck? So we're going to spend 1 to go to 81 inf, which is just over on this side. And I know how to do this. I don't know why. Science and Recon sections both intercepted a strange repeating signal coming from this system. Okay, so let's take a quick look at this, and hopefully without too much glare. So there's a whole bunch of outbound systems here, as you can see. Some of them require a bridge upgrade. There are a whole bunch of things down here that we can do. Some of them cost 0 energy, including the landing. Oh gosh, we could have been set adrift. I didn't realize that landing could actually cost energy. So, and this is landing card L3 is what they're looking for. So, L2, L3. All right, and we can see here, L3 actually has the first one is free. So we are going to get to read the first one, but not the other 2, because we don't have enough energy. But I think I'm going to do 81 Infe, the Tide Color Moon. Vast bodies of liquid water could support life. And so that's something where, maybe we could, maybe we can get some more energy or something if we go there. I don't know. That's wishful thinking, of course. But yeah, let's do it. So I'm currently sitting here. So that would be log 263. Let's do that.
time, 5 minutes, 21 seconds. The waves are even stronger than recon and science described. Our lander is in constant danger of sinking. But we must believe it will prevail. We're diving in a minute. Mission time, 41 minutes, 10 seconds. The tides are troublesome. We are getting pushed around and almost crashed into rocks several times. It's hard to stay in one place long enough to take samples. Mission time, 2 hours, 12 minutes, 55 seconds. Finally, we've gathered something interesting. A sponge-like organism and some porous rocks that resemble Earth's coral reefs. Mission time, 3 hours, 35 minutes, 18 seconds. Damn! We can't lift off! The engines are flooded! We need help!
Okay, that's not good. Gain 1 live specimen discovery and move it to gathered discoveries. Lose 1 energy if you have any. I don't have any. So we get 1 live specimen discovery. This undulating Sundaria. It looks like a ocean creature. So, alright, so we got a lot of discoveries here. Do the rules say what happens if you lose energy and you don't have any? Let's see. It just said if you have any. We don't. So, okay, well that was like a free thing. So I got to spend that last energy, by the way, that I had. Okay, we're basically done. So we now have to do this scan the planet piece. And you're going to assign a crew member to a scouting mission, and they reduce the energy cost of the landing card by 1. So this is something where I could actually reduce it so I can see all the other hints. So I could potentially, get away with spending all that energy and still being able to land. I think what's interesting about this is that this one's going to cost 3 energy, and this one costs 2 energy. And this one here, you could see you're going to gather 1 mineral discovery. So I at least know what I'm getting with this one. With the log, I have no idea what's going to happen. That costs 3 energy. So I could theoretically spend all my energy again next round before I even travel to wherever I'm going. This is like a vicious cycle where I keep running out of energy before I land. But the morale, no, not the morale, but we did put the bridge upgrade in and certain things that give us more energy now, which helps. Okay, so we need 1 from each. We got our level 2 guys that we can send on the away missions, right? So let's say we wanted to go back to our level 2 guys again. We could do that. I'm not sure I'm in a rush to level up these level 1 guys, although we do have a full set of level 1s. You know what? There's probably not that much harm if we send in the level 1s, because it's not like we have too many dice yet. The level 2s, we could theoretically start trying to get the veteran status because we have those objectives. I'm torn, to be quite honest. I don't know which is the better path to do. I'm looking at their special abilities here. So if I assign 2 people to this objective, I can basically see the entire landing card. But then I only have 2 more left to help me with any other function. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm not going to worry about it. We're just going to So I got this thing. We're going to put it in. And it's basically, so this one's paid for, so we move it up to this one. Now, if I dedicate one of my people, right, to do this, I basically turn this into being free, and then I can move it up again. If there was something I wanted, it would be this one, because it does recommend, like, what kind of symbols, so these symbols here, right? So if I knew I needed a compass, I could maybe say, let's bring this person. Or if I knew I needed an eyeball, I would say, let's bring that one. That's what you're missing out on, is you don't get to see that. But then I can flip it over and safely look at this, and you can see that there's going to be orbital debris, and I need armor, which doesn't tell me anything super new, but it just means this planet's a lot like the last one we landed at. And I'm just going to leave it in the scanner for now. So I saved all my guys. I think I'm going to use them for research or whatever else we got going on. And I'm still leaning towards I might want to go in with my level 2s, but we'll have to see what comes next. So we're done with this. We're going to close the system map, and then we're going to go to ship facility. And let's do that. So this is where we get to do our commands. The fun part of this, of course. So let me put this away. Okay, so we're going to spend a command token, choose a facility, and then do what it says. So I'm going to do exactly what we talked about. We're going to spend a command token to go to the situation room and solve the situation actions, which is on page 17. And we already know that when you come here, you apply the when solved effect of one situation card above the ship book. If an effect requires a choice to be made, and then we could solve additional ones here, but we don't need to do that. This would require matching symbols and stuff. So we're going to apply the when solved, which gives us a command token. So we're going to get that back. So basically I was able to remove this card from the game, and then so we're not going to have a situation that hurts us next time. And then we could go back to page 6. All right, now this is going to be a harder dilemma. We could go to the barracks to recruit, train, and transfer crew members. We do have a set of extra crew members right now, so we're sort of doing okay. We only have 2 commands, and I think we want to start getting some research going. Research and production. I think we want to do both of those. We have some of these discoveries now, which I think are going to let us get started on research. So that's what I want to do. I definitely want to, yeah, let's do that. Which one do I want to do first is the question. I think I want to do the production first. So let's do production. We're going to go to 12. Now my reasoning for the production being first is I have basically 4 guys I can spend to boost something. And I want to see what do I need to boost for production first, and then we can go from there. Okay, so we're on the production thing. So we're going to gain new production projects. So take each of these and put them in ready for production. So I got this one and this one that are ready for production. But I'm not going to put them in the sleeve yet because they might immediately move to the queue. All right, so we got those there. Install the production upgrades. I thought we had an upgrade. Yeah, we do, right here. So this is a production upgrade that lets us use the queue slot. So I'm just going to put it here because I have to flip the page over to do that. Progress the current projects. So, all right, let's stop being lazy. I'll take the time to put this in here. So we've got quite a few ready for production projects. And then we're going to flip the page here. And this is an upgrade, which I'm going to put here, that lets us use production queue 2. So we now have 2 production queues. That is an excellent upgrade. So then the Pelican lander is going to improve from stage 1 and move to stage 2. So that's freebie. Automatically happens. So let's come back. And now we get to start new projects. So choose any number of production projects and place them in their starting slots. That's right. So it's a freebie to start them. And so here you can see we got a stage 2, and a stage 3. So again, we have a clog at stage 2. These are biome suits, which were going to give us equipment and a production project. Study into hazardous biomes and situations give us ideas for many specialized armor and exoskeleton systems. So that might help us to maybe avoid wounds. Advanced section tools. Too many times our away team faced tasks they were barely able to handle. These new tools should help us to easier solve challenges that may appear. So maybe these are tools that would let us, get Vanguard symbols or something. It's a starting stage 3, so it's just like the lander. It's going to take a long time to produce. And then you can see the symbols you need to advance them. And then the heavy mission equipment is study various planets will likely require us to employ a wide range of heavy mission equipment. So we didn't start this last time because we already had there was only one production queue, and I think we filled up the whole queue. So there was only room for 3 projects. I could theoretically put all 3 of these in. It's just that we already have, whenever the lander moved up to stage 2, I only have one more stage 2. So it's either this one or that one. I could put this in stage 3, and I could put the other one in the other stage 3. Because remember, you could always downgrade it. So instead of it going to stage 2, we can at least get it into the queue and put it on stage 3. Now you could argue, why do that? Because if I wait until the next time, I can just put it into stage 2, and it's no different than it being in stage 3 now. It's a good point. There's no reason to rush it out there, because all it's going to do... well, here's the reason. You put it out there because you have guys you're going to spend to boost the production. That's why you put it out there, because you want to boost the production. And I don't remember for the research projects how that works. And I know, technically speaking, you need to do these in order, and but I want to make sure I understand, like, how would I spend my guys on the research? So that would be page 8. So forgive me on this. I know I'm bouncing here, but I only have 4 guys to spend, and I want to spend them wisely. So here, we would install our new research. So bing, bing, bing. Let's do that. We'll do that now. We got a lot of research projects. So let's see. Do they install in a certain order? Yeah, it's just they just install. So here's one. Here's another one. Here's another one. See, we got a lot of research projects. Oh, this one's on the wrong side. Gotta flip it over. And then we got another one. Okay, so lots of research projects. So let's figure out how this works and what we need to do. You can pay the discoveries cost of any one research project and take it from its slot. If there are any other research projects that share the same keyword, you may pay their listed discoveries as well. To pay a discovery cost, you just gather it from your gathered discoveries. And then basically they go back in the box. Some projects require you to spend rare or ultra rare. Okay. Then we can boost the research. You can assign a crew member, choose a slot, that crew member whose convert icons match the one printed on the slot. Then pay the discovery costs. So these slots have 2 on them. So one crew member is not enough. You would need to pick more than one crew member because you need to match this symbol and that symbol. So it's going to take 2 crew members, for example, to just get one of these out. Now, all of these are limited by our our discoveries. And so I know I said I wanted to do production first, but I think we're going to go ahead and do this one first. I think this one's a little more straightforward. Now, the other thing is that we said that I get to pick one and pay its discovery cost. However, the word here lets me do all of them. So I could do builders. There's 2 of these. I can do both of them together as just a free action. I don't need to spend any workers to do that. And then these 2 are materials, or I can do the bio one, which is all by itself. So this makes it a very interesting dilemma. So a couple of things. This one is going to grant a facility upgrade, a research project, and equipment. This grants a bridge upgrade and research. Bridge upgrade, research, a story log, this one here. And I'm sorry about the glare. And then production and project equipment. So, let's see. Will it help? Instead of laying this flat on the table, it helps a little. There's a really big glare at this time of the night. My lights are definitely causing a glare issue here. So my apologies there. It just doesn't look good through the camera. Here, if I move the camera this way, the glare is better. Okay. So next thing we got to do is, can we afford the discovery cost? This one's free, so it costs nothing. The other builders cost 1 alien tech, which we have we have 3 alien techs. So we could afford to do the builders one, no problem. The materials one costs a mineral, which we have, and a mineral and an alien tech for this one, which we don't have another mineral, but we do have the alien tech. This one costs a microorganism, and we don't have a microorganism at all. So we can't do this one, and we can't afford both of these at the same time. We can only afford one of them. So this is where I think it's making this narrow down pretty easily for us. So we're going to go ahead and do the free one here. We'll do this one, and then we're also going to do this one because it says we could do anything that has the same keyword on it. This one costs an alien tech, so I'm just going to spend one of our alien tech. We'll go ahead and do the living bio weave, and that goes back into the discovery deck. Just got to shuffle them. All right, so we have 2 things researched. Now I can afford to do this one or this one. I can't afford to touch that one. So then it just becomes, I can assign crew members, and I need DNA and computer for this one, or eyeball and pickaxe for the other one. So that's our situation. And I think that's going to determine which one we end up doing. All right, so done shuffling those. All right, so let's look at one set of crew members. These are our level 2 guys. We have a wrench, compass, strong arm, science. None of them even come close. We got a compass, a wrench. There's the computer. There's the eyeball. I need eyeball and pickaxe, or computer and DNA, and none of them have DNA. Yep, I don't have any DNA on any of our guys. So I can't boost the research with my guys even if I wanted to. So I think that solves that dilemma. So I'm going to take all of our discoveries that we have, and those go back into the awaiting bag because there's nothing more I can do with those, and that's fine. I think that helps because now we can really focus hard on boosting production, and I like that idea. But before we do that, we got some goodies here. So let's do these. we'll do this one first. Flip it over. Analyzing the message. We get log 100. So this may not be super exciting, but let's find out.
Research log 18C. When analyzing the message, we discovered that the order in which the builders placed worlds on their list wasn't accidental. Though at a different distance from the Eye of the Void, they form an ideal chain for gravitational slingshots to accelerate the journey through them. Using this information, we were able to develop an idea for an improved bridge star map, which would make our journey more efficient. But there was also one thing that began to greatly disturb some members of the security section. The Earth was too far from the Eye of the Void for our 20th century radio and TV broadcasts to reach it. It had to intercept them in some other way. We believe the most likely answer is the builders left an object hidden deep in our solar system. We have sent an FTL probe with a message to Earth, advising them to look for this hidden observer, but it will take a long while for the probe to reach them. On a more private note, I noticed a worrying trend. Some crew members are growing increasingly obsessed with the builders and their plans.
Okay. Move the B07 bridge upgrade from bridge cards to awaiting. So I need to find the B07 upgrade. Okay, so B07 is Advanced Star Map. It would reduce the cost of travel to any outbound system by 1 to a minimum of 1. That's a decent one. I don't think we've gone anywhere that costs more than 1 yet, but for when we do, that will be very handy. And of course, the bridge upgrades phase is already over, so that won't trigger until we finish the next away mission. So I'm going to put that in the awaiting bag. Next, it says right here, boy, the camera is just, look, there you go. That looks a lot better, right? I'm so sorry. My camera was not in focus. That looks so much better. My apologies, folks. Move the RO7 research project, Extreme Biome Survival. Okay, so we get RO7. That goes in the awaiting bag because we just went to the research section, so that's not going to go in. Shuffle S11, ship the builder's cult from future situations into possible. So, S11 is now in the possible section. Done. Okay. That one's done. And then the next one is the Builder's Landmark, which is another log entry, 51. I'm not super excited about these. We did these research projects, which is great, but they're not giving us anything tangible. What did we say? 51? Yes, 51. Sorry, I had already forgotten.
Away team, exploration report 60F. Excitement runs high. Materials and markings on this strange milestone-like steel appear similar to the ones found on Eye of the Void, confirming our suspicions. The builders are responsible for creating these obelisks. We now suspect they left one steel on every world marked on the map we've received once we entered the Eye. Some kind of energetic anchor seemed to secure the milepost on the planet and made it impossible for us to move it. But we took all possible scans, made every possible analysis, and built a one-to-one replica of the steel aboard Vanguard. It's hard to determine its exact purpose, and the nature of the glyphs eludes us. Perhaps with more examples to study, we can learn more. Top secret. Project Birthright. Founding document. Excerpt. While the builder's message that ISS Vanguard received at the Eye of the Void was far from obvious, it did seem to encourage us to visit all the nearby worlds capable of supporting life, to look for what builders called our tribe. We now suspect each of these coordinates has a habitable planet, and each of these planets has a stele, an obelisk left by the builders. The study of these obelisks is our only chance of understanding the message and our purpose. Therefore, it should be Vanguard's top priority. Dr. Sarah Corey, ISS Vanguard Chief Researcher.
You will go to the Project Birthright diagram and trace a line from any of the field points to a round point of your choice. Fill this chosen point and go to the log indicated next to it. If a line has a tech level requirement, you can only trace if the tech level card... Huh? What the heck is the Project Birthright diagram? Where is the Project Birthright diagram? Line is tech, you can only trace if the tech level card on your bridge on page 3 shows a tech level at least this high. I mean, I get it. I understand what it's asking me to do. I just don't know where the heck the Project Birthright diagram is even located. So let me pause while I go through my stuff, and maybe I didn't get out all the things. I'm baffled. Okay, I think this is one of the problems with the app again, is like I'm afraid to hit close until I know I've done this, but in the log, there is this Project Birthright right here on log 55. So you can see like there's all these little circles and lines. I didn't study it or even look at it. I just know I found something. It's in this log. I thankfully remembered the log number, or otherwise I'd have been screwed. So I'm going to hit close, and I'm going to assume that this is going to show up on the screen here. There it is. Okay. So the start is at the top, and so it doesn't show the whole log. So if you look at the log book, there's another one here that connects to both of these, and then each of these goes down to one. And then after that, all three of these then go to a square, which goes to another one, which goes to another one. And there's tech level requirements and all kinds of stuff. So let's use the app. And there's a lot of things here. For example, there's graph help. To explore the graph, click the discovered node and drag to not explored, one marked with red frame, or show the graph, which is where we are. So we're at the start. There you go, look, it's filling in. So where do we want to go? It looks like this is a weapon, steel material, and moving the steel is like a little crane. I have no idea. I don't know what this stuff does. I mean, obviously, one's going to let us move it. The other one's going to look at the material. What a fascinating thing. So if we go to the steel material, it eventually lets us either unlock central glyph or minor glyphs. So you get to see what the writing on it says. If we go to moving the steel, we can unlock central glyph or gravitational anchor. It doesn't matter which way we go. Builder's intentions would be the next option, too deep. Then eventually it goes to steel cluster, background transmission, and then there's a top secret. It requires tech level 5. That's of course much further down this tree. So if we go to the right, it's going to let us unlock the glyphs. If we go to the left, it lets us unlock some gravity something. I honestly don't know which is the better way to go. Let's unlock the glyphs. Whoops.
Top secret. Project Birthright. Research log 1B.
The material of the steel did not come as a surprise. It is roughly similar to the alloy the builders used when constructing the Eye of the Void. It is resilient, but like all other materials, not indestructible. We wonder whether some steels could have been lost or purposely destroyed, and whether that happened to one we predict should be somewhere on Earth.
Right, we gain a success, which gives us back the one that we lost. So I guess that's decent enough. Alright, so we did that. And we're done. Okay, so that ends the research, which it would have been nice if we would have unlocked some new things, but it was nice that we at least got rid of 2 of them. We don't have the ability to do either of these because of the symbols. So nothing I can do there. We would go back to page 6, but we're actually going to go to production now because we know that's the next one. And that's where we were. So here is the production page. So let's go back and resume this. And that is going to consume both of our tokens. One for the research, one for the production. We already installed the production upgrades, so we're at the spot where we want to start the new projects. So I'm going to go ahead and let's start the stage 3 one for sure. And then I'm going to start the heavy mission equipment. I think that one I want to get going sooner than the biome suits. So for sure, let's get these going, and then I might get the biome suits in here. Since we have 4 extra guys, I think I'm going to want to boost some production. So here you can see we have stage 1, 2, and 3. Oh, stage 3 means it's almost done. I totally forgot about that. So we put this one in here, and then this one would go in stage 2. So that means if we grab the other stage 2 one, it's going to go into one of the stage 1 boxes. So here's what I want to do. I want to look at how we can do the boosting. So these are the level 1 guys. We have a wrench, which works. We have a computer, which works. We have a compass, which works down here. And then we have an eyeball, which doesn't help. So 3 of the 4 guys would boost these. Now let's go back to this one. This one uses a DNA or a shield. So if I were to install it, I would only want to do so if I could boost it, because otherwise it's just going to sit in stage 1 because the stage 2s are full. And remember, we can't start boosting production until I've completely finished with starting new projects. So I have to decide now if I'm going to start new projects, but I'm just sort of planning it out. Now, if we look at our level 2 guys, we have a wrench, which is 1. We have a compass, which is another. This doesn't help. The science symbol. We got all 3 again. The science symbol gives us this one, wrench, and compass. So we'd be able to boost all 3 of these. And then if I go back and look at this again, shield or DNA. Yeah, we wouldn't be able to. Nobody has shield or DNA in this crew. So I'm thinking then we may, we're going to send our level 1 guys down. Let's look at our sleeves, see what we got going there. So from a sleeve perspective, we have room for a level 1, another level 1, there's another level 1. So 3 level 1 crew. We have room to promote 1 more set of crew to level 2, and then we have 2 level 3s. So we only have room to promote 1 more crew to level 2. I'm thinking then, since we have the same outcome no matter which way we go, I'm going to save the level 2 crew to go on the mission, because I would like to see if we can accomplish some of their objectives and maybe get them to veteran status. So I'm going to do that. And then these guys that are level 1 are just going to have to although that is a really nice one. I'm glad I took that now that I understand how this works. These are some nice cards. But yeah, let's spend them. We got the compass, the wrench, and the computer. This little eyeball chick can't do anything. So the computer is going to let us finish this one. And we're not going to start that other project, by the way. We're going to finish this one, and we're going to boost this one. So that means the lander will be available for the next mission. And then we're going to get the heavy mission equipment boosted as well. And that'll also be available for the next mission. So there we go. We finished one. And then these guys I'm just going to go put into the resting status. Resting crew. And advanced section tools. So we're going to flip this over. We get a wide variety of tools, so make the following cards available. So E38, 39, 40, and 41. And then production projects of C23. So let's get the production project first. C 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so C23, I'll put this in the bag. It's the expert section tools. Done. Okay. And then we need E38, 9, 40, and 41 in the equipment section. So I gotta get to our equipment cards, which I already took out. Where did I put them? Way over here. So I got them here. A lot easier once they're out of the box. So 38, 9, 40, and 41. Boom. We'll look at those as soon as I put these back. If you got a big enough table, I definitely recommend getting these and laying them out. Alright, so we're going to sort these so we can look at them in order. Alright, 38 is a portable probe. So here we go. We got some personal items now. These we can take with us. So it's for the engineer. During a dice check, you may place this card in the roll pool in your sector, including yourself. You get to add a pickaxe plus a shield or red outcome to the roll pool. And then it's a one-time use, but that is excellent. During a dice check, this is security, you can add a strength plus a pickaxe. Boy, these would have been really helpful in that last mission. Mapping mine drones, so recon can do a compass plus a DNA, or green. And then the scientists can use a DNA plus eyeball. I think these are excellent. I'm really happy to have these, so we'll add these to our pool. So good thing we rushed that a little bit. What was these? These are called advanced section tools. Well, really well done. I like those. All right, I'm going to put these back. All right, so I have all my level 2 guys. The only thing would be, for the recon, I could send Gia with the eyeball instead of Joppy, because I got 2 of them to choose from. I'm assuming I'm going to just send Joppy. I don't know, unless of course that eyeball is going to come in handy. I'm not going to send Gia, but it looks like we're done with the production queue stuff for now. So we go back to page 6, which just to see where we have to go next. Next thing we do is we go to the hangar. So that's page 18. I'm noticing the glare's not as bad now that I fixed the camera as well. So my apologies. The camera got switched to manual focus mode, and I never noticed it. So, just one problem after another. Okay, so here we can install a new lander, install lander mods. We got nothing new in that department. Repair landers, choose a lander. We're still stuck with the Space Ranger. The lander mods, of course, we could have changed the structural mod. If you remember, we have different lander mods. So we do have a structural. We have like one that increases the agility, stuff like that. Now I'm at a loss. I'm trying to remember where I put them, because I know we have them, and of course I put them somewhere thinking, oh yeah, this is where all of our mods are. So what did I do with it? So not there, not there. I'm looking at all my usual spots. Yep, not there. Is it over by our armory? Nope. Did I put it in the box? We do have a lander mod section. Nope. Dang it. I thought I had like multiple structural improvements. I do have multiple structural improvements. There was the one that gave us the agility, the radar, stuff like that. And then we chose the armor one. What did I do with all of them? Okay, oh, maybe they're here. Oh yeah, here they are. The lander mods are in the sheet. So, we could switch to +2 agility or +2 sensors. I think I'm going to stick with the armor, because that was the one thing we got to see, is that we need armor for the landing. So we're going to stick with that. Alright, okay, choose a lander, customize the lander. It's more or less done. And then we go to the mission launch procedure, page 23. Alright, so we got a new planet board that we're going to be doing. So we're on L3, which is Brimstone, is what it's called. I'm just writing this down, and don't really have too much else as far as information goes. We would clean up the planet board. Remember, we can't go back to this planet. They said that Pellucid is not visitable anymore. Prepare the away team. We're going to send all of our level 2 guys. So I got them ready to go. We have one person extra, which if we can assign somebody to help us with something, I will. Otherwise, I'm just going to put her over in a resting crew. This is where we get the cards. And so these will allow us to get the level 2 cards. So that's going to take a little bit of setup to do. Oh, I forgot. We had log entries we were supposed to read for the other characters, the ones that are wounded. I'm not going to do that for now. We're going to have to get the objective cards out for these because they're all level 2. So they're going to have objective cards with them. Yep, we return any crew members to the resting crew. We load the lander. Each crew member may choose one small equipment, which they will. There's basically one for each section. Then we're going to get our personal items, one for each section. We still don't have any mission equipment. We're going to load all those on the lander board. Set our supplies, strap in, and then let's go. So the supplies are going to be 6. And then this mod comes back. Remember, this is the one where you could spend a charge to get 2 more supplies. So we're going to definitely do that. I got to get all of our cards, section cards out for our level 2 guys. Let's see, we get section dice. Yep, and then we have to create our deck. Okay, how am I doing? I'm in 1 hour and 5. Let's create our deck, and then I'm going to call it. Because after this, after we strap in, we then do begin planetary exploration. We're going to prepare the planet board, do all that stuff. So I'm going to, yeah, let's get these characters going. We have them here. We have the veteran cards here. So these should be the 4 we just did, and then these are the 4 we're sending on the mission. We flip these over, and you can see there's individual objectives for each one. We'll do that at the next video. I could read them now, and I'm not going to remember them 10 minutes from now. So we do have some work to do as far as the cards go. So for example, here's the engineer cards, and these are all, of course, the level 1 cards, which we had, as you recall, before. But we now unlocked all the level 2 cards, because this is a level 2 character. So let's take a look at those and see what that adds to the mix. And remember, it's a minimum of 10 cards. We could always take more than 10, but we were taking only 10 last time. And let's see. During a dice check, move 2 from the roll pool to the owner's spent pool to turn 1 other to a Vanguard. So you spend 2 from your move. So 2 of the dice that you rolled, you're basically going to do nothing with them to turn another one into a wild. It's okay. This is probably the more useful one. You draw 3 cards. During a dice check, move 1 that has the accident result from the roll pool to the owner's spent pool. The only benefit here is you're basically ignoring the accident, right? Use the dice combo. This is a Vanguard. Use the combo effect from a chosen card in your hand. Discard it as normal. Those are pretty good. Being able to ignore the accident's not so bad. During a dice check, if you're in a sector with mission equipment, we have no mission equipment, so we're going to set this aside. You get to ignore the negative effect. Otherwise, you're going to use a wrench to draw 3 cards. No mission equipment. Reroll any number of blue dice. This guy's got 4 blue dice. We are for sure taking those 2. If you are in a sector with mission equipment, we have no mission equipment. So we basically got 4 cards here that aren't super dandy. So I'm going to put these down. I did like the re-rolling dice one. Re-rolling the red is not as useful, but return 1 discarded lead token with a value of 1 to the lead bag. This is that card we were talking about. It's not so bad. Re-roll, re-roll. I wish I knew if we needed pickaxes on this one. Reroll, reroll. If you are in a sector with mission equipment, we're not going to do that. Reroll, reroll. There's only 1 green die, so I'm going to set these aside, because since we only have 1 green die, then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This would make it 12. I'm okay with the 12 card deck. So we're going to go ahead and do that for the engineer. These sleeves that came with the game, they shuffle like a dandy, so I do like them. And so the engineer for this one is Cho Jae-young. So put her in her thing, and then we'll put these cards back into the section box. Now we got to rinse and repeat with all the other guys. So here's our security. all the level 1s. And then all the level 2s. Oh, there's a few more. Okay, level 2. Reroll any number of red dice. For sure taking those. He's got 4 red dice. If you have 1 or more injuries, roll up to 3 red dice from your spent pool and add them to your roll pool. So you gotta have the injuries again, but it lets you roll a whole bunch of dice. If you have 1 or more injuries, roll 1 red and 1 of any other color from your spent pool. So this lets you use a lot of dice from your spent pool. Move 2 from the roll pool to the owner's spent pool to turn another. I'm not a big fan of those. Move 1 with the accident. Not a fan of that either. If you have 1 or more injuries, take 1 and 1. So I like these better because these are at least upgraded. So that's 4 more. These level 1 cards, like the green and the blue, like we don't need the blue. The green we had out. Oh, I never returned the cards from the last mission. So here's all of the ones we used before. So like there's the reroll an injury. When somebody else gets injured, I'm going to actually take that out. I don't care for that one. Here's a lot of rerolls. And this is the same as the other ones, but it's weaker. So I'm going to take those out. And that one. So here we go. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we're going to do these 12. Alright, that puts the security person in. And these are gone. Next we have is Recon. The reroll a danger die is not a bad thing. Reroll any die, good. Reroll green, good. Red is okay. Don't draw an event card is good. These are all good cards, so all 10 of those are good. So let's see what the new ones are. I'm going to keep the ones that we didn't take out. Alright, so there's a lot to choose from here, but this is the move to thing. They all have some variant of that. They have the accident one. This is move a crew member from your sector to a connected sector, ignoring path icons. I think those are excellent cards. Reroll any number of green. Green is his best one, so we're going to give him those. Roll any number of any color from Recon's available dice and add them to the roll pool when assisting. Yeah, and then down here you can use a combo to do a refresh. I don't care for that one. So this character I think is going to have more than 12 cards, which I'm okay with. How many are we talking about here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 14. Alright, that's done. Last character is the science character. We had some really nice science cards that let us manipulate the leads. And we got to get all the level 2s out. Alright, here we go. Well, let's look at the level 2s first. This is that move 2 stuff, the accident stuff. We got rid of all those. Discard 1 discovery to gain 1 of any type. So basically you can switch discoveries. You know, that's pretty interesting, because like if you like need microorganism, which we do for one of our research, I do like how the scientists can manipulate things. Let's put that in our maybe bucket. We roll any number of greens. She has 3 greens. That's a good one. Discard 1 lead token from any discovery deck to draw a card. Nope. Don't want those at all. And then we go to the regular deck. The move was good. That one is really good. Good. Decent, decent. If your biome has at least 2. Yeah, I like all the cards, so I think we're going to go up to 14 with this one. And remember, like if we don't have level 2 guys, we can't use these level 2 cards we just looked at. But I do see the value. I mean, these cards do get more powerful. So that's good. One gripe I always had with Gloomhaven is like you level up and you're really not getting any more powerful. The most powerful thing that ends up happening is you're upgrading your combat deck, which is very helpful. Don't get me wrong, but it's, you know, that and your gear made the world of difference. Okay, so this one is the recon. And this is the security and science. Okay, I'm going to end the video here, and we will pick it up with the, is it the, yeah, no, the begin planetary exploration. It's going to require, you know, flipping this to another page and setting it up, which I might be able to do some of that off camera before I hit record. But thanks for watching. As always, stay awesome. And, yeah, definitely having fun. The linearity is disappearing. There's 100 things you can do and 100 places you can go now. I don't know like what is the most efficient, and I guess I'm not supposed to. And I'm sure it's designed that you're not necessarily needing to. But yeah, so far it's fun. I think the cards they are useful to have those cards in your deck. The last mission, I felt like we burned through dice really quick. Some of these dice checks can be very consuming, and I don't think we're burning for a discovery this time, unless our rank up card, of course, tells us to. So one of the things is I maybe don't have to be so gung-ho about getting discovery leads, but why does it hurt? I might as well get a few. And now that I'm aware of the unique discoveries counting towards your load, if we draw one of these other ones and we start going over 5, I may start burning some, because there was some that during planetary exploration they gave you a bonus. Okay, thanks for watching. We'll see you soon.